Hey, good evening and welcome to the Chevy Nova 7374 Nova Show. It's a couple minutes before 8 and I just couldn't wait to get online to talk Novas because I'm going through some serious withdrawals here, being stuck in Winterpeg, Manitoba. We just had a bit of a snow last weekend, so snow's filling up. Still got probably 3 months to go yet before Nova hits the road, so I'm going through withdrawals. I need to talk Novas. So we're starting a little early. Hey, it looks like Brian's already joining me. Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Just starting a little early. Got a couple minutes to go yet while we wait for people to join. Richard has also joined us. Hey, Rich, how you doing? I couldn't wait to get online, guys. I think I got things all set up and working half decent. I don't think we're going to have I shouldn't jinx myself. I don't think we're going to have camera trouble. I was playing with the settings. Hopefully we got rid of that dreaded autofocus, which was a bit of a pain in the butt last week's show, because every time I kept moving, it would autofocus. So we'd like to take 2 minutes to send a shout out to my wardrobe, Walmart, for these awesome white shirts that I bought. They were on sale this week for $6. So there's a shout out for Walmart. Yay. So hey guys, what's happening? What's going on? What are we working on today? Or I guess on our cars. What are we doing on our cars right now? Let's see if a few more people join us. Don't forget to chat there up on the side. Talk amongst yourselves. It doesn't have to be me doing all the talking. And just also want to apologize if I start stumbling or mumbling my words. Took a nasty hit in hockey, and I may be slightly concussed. More so than usual. Matt Baker has joined us. How you doing, buddy? And Ronald says hi to everybody. Like I said, guys, over on the chat here, make sure you participate in it as well, because I don't want to be the only one talking. So now it's 8 o'clock. Now's the official start time. Hey, welcome. How you doing? I'm David Meyer. I'm one of the admins on the Chevy Nova 7374 forum. And I'm happy to report not much has gone on that I've had to get involved or do any admin work. So I've gone to play just a regular user. Haven't had to do much because we have such a great group. There's really nothing for me to moderate. That or Kim's beat me to it. Kim does an excellent job keeping this forum straight and in line. Keeps people on the path. And hey, Greg, how you doing, buddy? Nice of you to join. You should have come over, buddy. I would have ordered pizza. Greg's a fellow Winnipegger with a 74 Nova, which I've been bugging him to put on the street for a few years now. And Matt Baker has been doing some welding on his car. Looks like he's got his firewall in and some side pieces fitted and ready to weld, which he will be doing tomorrow night. So Matt, make sure you get some pictures of that. Love following that build. And yes, hello, buddy. How you doing, my American friend? Not sure if you're aware, season 7 and season 8 of Letterkenny are out. Matt and I watch that show and share some chats while we do it. And let's see what Ronald says. He's waiting for summer as well. Might change to some different rims if you can find some ones he likes. And he's looking for old school slotted. Hey. If you could fight my girlfriend, you could take the slots off of her Chevelle. And yeah, I kind of do the same thing, Ronald. I have my Steelies and my dog dish hubcaps, which I alternate between that and the Keystone Mags, which you can kind of see. You can't really see from the angle of the camera right now. And more or less the reason why we're running the Mags right now is basically the rubber on the steel rims needs to be replaced. Back tires are bald and front tires are worn pretty badly. So until I can get some money for that, we're going to run the Mags for a few years and wear those tires down a little. And Dale Simonson, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. And I see somebody saying, thank you, Kim. Is Kim on here? Oh, maybe you're thanking her because all the good work she does. Getting a little ahead of myself. And Matt is watching as we speak. He has paused it, though. Well, don't worry, Matt. We are recording this, so you can always watch it later. But the chat, unfortunately, is real time. So you can always comment on the chat, though, afterwards, and it will show up in the chat log. If any of you do watch this later on to that, feel free to partake in it. Because I do actually watch the streams again, probably in a couple days towards the weekend, just to see if there has been any chats. And I try to reply to everything. I always try to get my 2 cents in where I can. And Jason, how you doing, buddy? Where did I get the lights for your grill? It's funny, this is always a popular question. I made them. And I'll show you how here. It's a good thing I keep these handy. I got some parts over here. 1 sec. I just reach it over. Okay. So what we've done here, Jason, is there's a gentleman named Steve F. He's on the Steve's Nova site forum. And a number of years ago, he rebuilt a 74 Nova. It's called the Reborn 74. He has a YouTube channel, which is superb. You have to check it out and make sure you subscribe to it. And one of the modifications on his 74 Nova was the clear lenses for the front grille. So you take your 73 lens here, you use a knife or a razor blade, and you split it. And then you end up with this without the lens. And then he recommends you use like a chrome silver paint. So that's what I've done here. And what you do is you take a lens off a 70. Oh, 1 sec here. Look, Kib's posted on the chat that I'm not online. I'm online. Refresh your browser. Oh, we got to have Kim on. All right. Sorry for being rude there. So what you do is you take your 70 lens. You take, I use the Dremel, and you cut off the wing of the lens here. And then I use the bench grinder. What you do is I tie wrap them together because, as you see, the 73, 74 is kind of rounded. And what I did with the bench grinder is I rounded the corners up a bit. And then actually this lens plugs right, or just snaps right on. Honestly, it does. It snaps right on the feet, or it's supposed to. And then it would snap together, and then this is what you would have. I have a link on my website to this, or if you go to Reborn 74 channel on YouTube, look for episode 113. And actually, if I get a chance, I'll put the link to my webpage there, which has the link to that that project, or to that little modification. So excuse me, folks, here while I answer Jason. Oh, I almost ended the chat there. Whoa, don't want to do that. Okay, Jason, there's the link to all the information you're going to need for that. Oh, sorry. Okay, Matt was talking about Letterkenny here earlier. He's paused it so he could watch the Nova show. I still have to watch it. I'm 2 seasons behind. And Richard was saying that he's got some 15x8 Corvette rallies. What's the biggest size tire without rubbing in the back? Well, Rich, that's a hard question to answer because it depends on your suspension setup. I've seen two, like on my Nova versus my 74 Olds Omega. I replaced the quarters on the Omega, and I ended up actually bringing the wheel wells in somehow. So I can't put as wide of a tire on my Omega. But on my Nova, I can't fit a 275/60 on a 15x7. So a 50x8 will definitely be out of the question. I've got a stock suspension set up. Depends on the arc of your springs too. But I've seen other people who can do it. So it's really kind of a trial and fit kind of ordeal. I'd hate to say yes, it does fit if it doesn't, but it definitely doesn't fit on my Nova. I am able to get away with a 275/50 series on a 15x7 rim, but it does rub a little if I make a very hard right turn. So maybe some of our users can weigh in and help Richard out. Let Richard know what kind of a setup you have And if you can fit a 275 60-15 on a 15x8 rally rim. So let's see if we can get you an answer there, Rich. And James Murphy, how you doing, sir? Welcome and thank you for joining us. And let's see. Okay. Oh, and Ronald has mentioned that he's got 15x8s, but he has air shocks and he thinks he's running a 265. I'm actually running right now, that's on the back of my Nova, is a 265 50 series on a 15x7. And hey, Kim has joined, and so has Tim Bourne, our Nova guru expert. He's the guy I go to validate my information. So two of our fellow admins have also joined us. So now I got to behave because I don't want to get reported. Mark Wayne Jeffries, how you doing? Hope I pronounced that right. And Kim, yes, welcome. How you doing? I'm glad you were able to get in. I saw your message there. And Corey Temple, he's running a 275 50-15 with 5 inches of backspace. And I'm not sure what the backspacing is on those Corvette rallies. I think it's 4.5 for the Steelies on a 15x7. So it might be a 5 on a by 8. If somebody could please help me out on that. Damn, this is your cue. And up there, yeah, there's everybody exchanging pleasantries there. And Jason, yeah, thanks, no problem. Hopefully you can make a set. They're very easy to make. I think I made a set, this set here that I have in the car right now. I think I made those in about 2 hours. What I planned to do, of course, those were my prototypes. I wanted to see how easy it was to make. And these are my nice housings with nice lenses. And I was going to make myself a really good pair with nice, clear lenses, new lenses. And yeah, that's going on, 6 years now. I'm still running the prototypes. Patrick Newman, how you doing, sir? What's up? The snow count in Winnipeg, we just got 15 centimeters of snow last weekend. My blood pressure is also rising because I miss driving my car on the streets. And April is a long ways away. What's up with you? Love that 74 Nova you got going there with that blacked out look. And actually, I forget who was looking for the slots. Check out Patrick Newman's car, his 74 Nova. He's running a set of slot mags on it, and it looks slick. And then Kim, hi everyone. Okay, so she's exchanging pleasantries. Jason Davis, how you doing, sir? Welcome, and thank you for joining us on this Tuesday evening. Fata John, how you doing, buddy? Tom Bourne, he says, a 245 60-15 was too wide on a 15x8 on his bone stock 73 Nova on the Grasshopper. I'm actually shocked to read that, Tim. I know I run a 245 60 15 on a 15x7. I haven't had any issues on both either my Nova or the slightly modified and partially bastardized Omega. Jason here says on his Nova that he is running a 275 60-15 with a 15x8, but he has 4.5 of backspacing, 4.5 inches. Matt's come on here to correct me on the 15x8, 5-inch backspacing with a 245. It's tight, but it doesn't rub and it's tucking. So it's really hard to say depending on how the back of your Nova's set up, Rich. I would honestly say if you got a buddy who's got that kind of a tire or a friend, just try and see if you can put them on your car and very carefully go around the block. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Of course, my Nova looks good in pictures and that, but if you saw it in real life, it's got its patina. I mean, the paint on the roof is pretty worn out. I've actually washed the paint off in some areas where we got bare metal. And then, of course, now I got this nice shiny fender here, which you guys will see this coming Sunday for Smash Up Sundays. Last week, I posted a picture of my Nova when I hit a pedestrian. Right, bang, dead center of the hood. pushed the hood latch and broke the grill, pushed the hood latch into the rad. Posted that picture up for Smash Up Sunday to try and change it up. And this week, I'll show you why I have a shiny fender. And then, of course, it's got its rust on the corner of the doors and the wheel wells. I mean, it's a Canadian car that was driven a lot of winters, at least till I got it. All right. Tim's going to go measure, so I'm assuming he'll be right back. Matt Baker says he's got Corvette rallies. He ordered them with Jegs with the custom back spacing. Okay, good to know. So, Jegs, you can order custom back spacing on the rags. I did not know that. Charles Albright, how you doing, sir? He's looking for a source for a rear bumper filler and the supporting hardware. If I can't find them, I'm just going to tuck the back bumper. Oh, no, sir, you're not. We'll find you the hardware. Yeah, we'll talk about bumper tucking shortly, as that's a very sensitive subject. We could poke the bear there. As you can see, there's no tucking done here. I know there's a thread going on right now, Charles, with the about bumper tucking and that. Let me just close all these chat windows of people asking if I'm streaming. Okay, where is it now? There's a gentleman that was posting earlier, a 74, I believe. Now, this is where we're having some argument here. And it's not really an argument. It's a discussion, because I could very well be wrong. The other gentleman can very well be wrong. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out amongst us all. I believe it is Marcus King who was posting earlier. He was looking, or was it Marcus looking? Oh, okay, maybe I'm getting him wrong. I think it's Marcus I'm having a discussion with, that the filler panels on 74 were metal versus plastic. Now, or whatever material that is. It's been my experience that 74s had, why is it auto-focusing? Don't do that. It's been my experience that 74s had metal fillers. Marcus has told me that his experience has been that 74s have rubber fillers. So I guess there could be a little bit of both going on there. I'm just trying to find, oh, sorry, Michael Sides. He posted on here 23 hours ago. Did anyone know where I could get reasonable priced bumper fillers for my 73 Nova? So there are some links posted on there, Charles. But you know what? I'm going to write this down because I really don't want to see you tuck your bumpers. So let's see. Charles. All right. Oh, man, it's terrible chicken scratch. Okay. Bumper filler. All right, sir. We'll try and find that out for you. Or if, of course, if the users are online, they can always weigh in here on the chat. And Jimmy, he's from Pennsylvania. Oh, Jimmy, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. Dog dish caps fit a Corvette Rally. No, sir, they do not. The Corvette Rallies have a different kind. Here, let me get a part for you. Oh, I happen to have some Rally caps here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't know what I just broke there. And where are my hubcaps? Oh, one sec. I'm still here. I was looking for parts. There we go. So, okay, I'm back. So here's the dog dish hubcap you're talking about, which, as you can see, has a lip, and it fits over the 4 tabs of a steel rim. The Rally caps that fit on the Rallies fit kind of inside, and as you see, it's totally different. I don't know if this actually fits on a steel. Let's see if I have a steel rim handy here. I do not believe it fits, but it's something I can check, because yeah, I don't think it'll fit inside. Yeah, I think it's a totally different kind of cap from my experience. If somebody could prove me wrong, by all means, go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's freezing here. It's 40 and 50, Patrick says. Patrick, that's funny. Here, let me tell you what the weather is here right now. In fact, I can hear the graders scraping the front street right now. All right, let's see here. Search for Winnipeg. All right. So right now it is -8 degrees. So -8 to Fahrenheit. Okay, so let's go Celsius. Okay, I know I shouldn't be wasting time with this. I should be, doing the show here. Okay. It's 17 here right now, and that's not counting the windshield. Feels like -11. Anyway, okay, so moving along. Yeah, so 40s and 50s, I'd be in shorts up there or down there. Factory Corvette rallies are 4-inch back spacing. From my experience, you need at least 4.5 to 5 to tuck in, and we're talking about 15 by 8 rally rooms there. So that's good to know. Again, I would recommend it if he can to try and test fit a tire. That's where I've been really lucky with determining the size of tires I run on my car, where the 275/50s came off my buddy's 77 Nova, and he was nice enough to let me try them on my car. Went around the block, and it's like, woohoo! And, Charles is asking about the pedestrian. The pedestrian, he spent 11 days in the hospital with internal bleeding, no broken bones. And they said the reason he lived was because he was so drunk and limber. And they figured out that's why he didn't break any bones. Autopack then went after him. Autopack is my insurance. My insurance went after him for damages to my car and ended up getting, of course, not this hood, a stock hood and a new front grille. So he had a couple of weeks off work. Hey, Troy, how you doing, buddy? My buddy Troy, and he's saying that his 74 has a metal filler. Good to know. Matt says his is rubber, but his is a 73, but yeah, metal one. I actually have a metal one in the shed, but being that it's winter, I can't get to the shed to pull it out as a show and tell. So we'll have to wait till spring, and unless somebody can take a picture and post it, that'd be great. And Jason says 74 have metal fillers in the front and plastic or a urethane, and on the rear, that's why the backs always warp. Okay, so yeah, maybe the backs aren't metal. That I wasn't sure of, but I know the fronts were, so that's good to know. Troy says his 73 has rubber. Tim has said that, his 74 metal, but there's a possibility that GM used urethane at the beginning of the year. But I agree with Tim there, because you never know what parts are lying around at the beginning of the production year. So really, we could both be right. But I think Jason hit the nail on the head there. I know for sure about the front. I don't know for sure about the back one. So Marcus, I'll have to correct myself on that post. And Brianne, how you doing? Thank you for joining us on the Nova Show. As you can see, we're chatting here on the wall. Please feel free to just jump in. Right now, we're talking about back spacing on tire sizes for Novas and bumper fillers. Excuse me. Okay, and Wyatt is saying that it's about 30 to 45. I'm assuming you're talking temperature. Oh, Dave Williams, I missed your comment. Dave, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And yes, you made it in time today. We've only been online for just over 20 minutes, so that's not too bad. Wyatt says it's about 35, 40. Again, t-shirt weather for me. Patrick says his fillers are urethane on the front corners, but metal in the middle, and the rear is all urethane. So that's great. I'm going to have to correct myself on that comment, because if I'm wrong, hey, I got to own up to it, and I'm not going to give this guy bad information. So I really appreciate you guys joining in there. Wyatt lives in Seattle, Washington. Oh, nice. So you're over on the West Coast there. Tim Bourne is now talking about his factory 15 by 8 factory rallies measure at 4.5 backspacing from the hub to the outer edge of the rim. So that's why the other guy's 5-inch backspaces fits his car. Mine does not fit the Grasshopper. So 5 would probably easily clear. And I think I've heard that from a few people that 5-inch backspacing would work. I don't know if a 5 would work on my Nova. I don't know anybody with a 5-inch backspace in 15 by 8 who I could borrow to try. So if anybody lives close to Winnipeg and you got some 15 by 8s with 5-inch backspacings, hey, send me a private message. And Wyatt is asking, is that a vet or a croc? I'm assuming you're talking about the Chevelle in the background. It's a 73 Chevelle SS. That is my girlfriend's car. And that thing runs 10s in the quarter mile, hopefully high 9s come this spring. 565 big block Chevy under the hood of that, turbo 400. And I believe 390 gears with a 4.9-inch in the rear. I think that's what Wyatt's asking. Okay. Oh, Tim is saying 74s are normally, rears are normally metal. So we have a mix of both people mentioning that it could be metal, could be urethane. So I guess it depends when your car was made. So Dave Williams, Tuesdays are my late nights working with the kids at the school. Oh, that's right. You're you're building an LS Nova, if I remember correctly, and you're getting your students to help you. And I think that is really wicked. I really wish that back in the day when I was in auto shops that we had the older cars to work on. We just did simple little repair jobs here and there when we learned how to do stuff. But I think that's really cool that you got the kids helping out building an old car. Kim makes a good point too. It could also depend which plant your Nova was produced at and, of course, parts available. Hey, Dwayne Lewis, Whitetaker, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the Nova stream. We were just talking about 15 by 8 rims, backspacing, bumper fillers, urethane, metal. Just go back and watch, you'll figure it out. Oh, and the weather. It's cold here. As you can probably hear, that's my heater on in the background there. It used to be a trick to use Jaguar wheels. They bolt right up and have 5 inches of backspacing, which is great for your weekend drag slicks. Interesting. I didn't realize Jaguar wheels would bolt up. That's kind of cool. Joseph Collins, how you doing there, buddy? Welcome. Welcome to the Nova stream. And Dwayne, hey, Dave, just stopping in to say hello. Got to get going on a train. Just wondering if there's a bracket that bolts to the grill. Well, you got your hood, your hood latch. There's 2 bolts there. There are screws, pardon me. Then you got 2 screws here for the lower trim, and then 2 screws at each end. And they're at the end. There are brackets behind the headlight bezel. There are brackets there. So, yes, I guess there are bolts, well, screws for the grill. So, yeah, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2 is for the grill. Hopefully that's answered your question and I haven't confused you or misread that. And, yeah, that's awesome, Dave. If you can, please share some pictures of the build with us. Rex, how you doing? Rex is one of the other admins on the forum. So I guess all the admins are tuning in to make sure I'm doing my job. So far, so good. It's been 29 minutes and I haven't been reported. All right, Troy's asking, is Joseph Collins from Lower Michigan? Because he bought his 74 from a Joe Collins. So that could be interesting. Could be a small world there. And Kim is asking Dwayne which bracket. And Mark Crowley. How you doing, sir? Welcome and join us. And I think there I've caught up on all the comments. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, is he talking about the emblem? That could be Kim. Excuse me. Yeah, of course. Do I have an emblem? 1 sec. Let me take a little look here. Oh, well, almost dropped it. Oh, yeah. Almost dropped that. Okay. Okay. Oh, I do have. No, that's not it. Okay, 1 sec. I know I have something here. I thought I did. I thought I had a grill emblem. Got some fender emblems. Where are all my grill emblems? Okay, well, I don't have a grill emblem to talk about. Just show how that bolts on. I thought I did. Let's take a quick look in here. Oh, yeah, here we are. Here we are. All right. Dwight, if you're talking about this, this is the bow tie that goes on the 74 grill. Of course, 74, 73 grills are the same. And yeah, just a couple of fasten nuts here on the back. Just let me get this out. Okay, there's one, there's two. And actually, when I look at Nova pictures, this is one of my pet peeves when I look at a grill and I see the emblem's not proper. There's two channels here on the back. That goes along one of the fins, and then, of course, in the middle. And that just slides in like that. And like I said, that top channel goes, I guess, on the second fin. And then you'll see the back in here. It's flat on one side, and then one side it's got a little bit of a relief. That's for the hood latch. You just slide this in behind, kind of like this. And then you bolt the fasten nuts in, and voila, there. And that's how your grill's supposed to be. It's supposed to go in the middle of the two fins. And again, there are reliefs here that for the emblem to slide on. So if that's what you're talking about, I hope that helps. So yes, so every now and then I put the old bow tie on the Nova to throw people off. All right, moving right along. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? Sean Michael Myers has joined us. Ronald is from Lower Michigan. Hey, how you doing? And Rob Exner, how you doing, sir? He's also a fellow Winnipegger and a good friend of mine. He has a beautiful 74 Nova. If you want to check out his Nova, check out his YouTube channel with the Sweatpants Posse TV, SPP or Sweatpants Posse on YouTube. He's got a twin turbo LS 10 or a high 9-second Nova. Worth checking out. So how you doing, Rob? I'm still hoping to have Rob come over and do an LS show with us. I just need to touch base with him and check on his schedule. Sean's talking about all of his emblems from all around the car somewhere in the garage. Took them off 20 years ago. The only emblem I'm really missing is the one on my cowl hood here. I have been debating pulling out the drill, but I hate making holes because with my luck, it'll be crooked, and then that'll just send my OCD just twitching. So I haven't done it yet, but I also noticed on the back here, there's only 2 hole spots. There's not 3 like on our hoods for the fasten nuts. So yeah, aside from missing the hood emblem, I still have all my emblems. Yeah, you got to have your emblems a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, personal choice, I guess. All right, hey, any tips for removing the fuse box without messing anything up further? My brake lights are in op. I don't want to break anything that can't be replaced. Oh, fuse box. You're talking under the dash or on the engine side? Because under the dash, I think there's 2 screws that hold it onto the firewall. But you also got to unscrew it On the firewall side in the middle, I believe there's a 3/8 nut that bolts the engine side to the fuse box side that's under the car or under the dash. And I believe there's a couple screws. I'll have to look into that. I may have that in a manual for you, Dave. So let me write that down for you here. And I will look into that for you. Fuse box. Okay. So moving right along. Rex. I use plumber's tape to hold my emblems on. I tried two-sided tape one time for a trunk emblem, and in the hot summer, it came off, fell off, and I lost the emblem. So now I just put it back on with I put a proper one on that wasn't broken, and yeah, the two-sided tape didn't do it for me. But maybe maybe plumber's tape would be a better choice. And Tim says to leave it clean and smooth. I kind of agree. I mean, I kind of like that clean look too. But I also like that uniqueness of the 73 label and how it's a 1 year only kind of label. I also like the look of that. And I don't know. It's something I'll probably debate for another, 7 or 8 years before maybe actually doing something about it. It's like everything else around here. I'll get around to it. Just like my clear lights when I make a nice new pair. I'll get around to that. It's been 6, maybe 7 years, and I want to make a video of that for our YouTube channel too. All right, see what we got else for comments here. Oh, Troy's taking off. So Troy, have a good night, buddy. Thanks for joining us quickly. And Kim is saying O'Reilly Auto sells a tube of adhesives for emblems. Oh, that's good to know. Maybe that might be. Well, see, I don't want to lose an emblem, especially that 73 emblem, which, by the way, you can buy those new at Letty's Garage, or no, lettychevy.com. We found that out. We posted that. I think we actually talked about that in the last stream as well. lettychevy.com. And Tim, okay, yeah, you are correct. One on the engine side, 2 screws on the inside to remove it from the firewall. Okay, well, that's good to know. Of course, Tim knows. I don't even know why I said I'd look it up, because we should have just asked Tim to begin with. That's a good point. Yeah, metal tape with the holes pre-drilled. That's, yeah, not a bad idea. I also thought of having the emblem made into a sticker and using that, but yeah. Okay, dash to check for corrosion. I see screws, but just never been brave enough to pull it apart. Don't want to create more issues. Kim brings up a good point. If your brake lights are messed up, check that brake light switch. I've actually had that go on my Omega that I've had to replace. Definitely worth checking out. That's a good one, Kim. And what do we got else? What else do we got here? For behind the grill. Okay, oh, yes. Metal tape was okay, I think I might have missed something in Rex's conversation there. For behind the grill. Unless he's talking about the emblem thing. Okay, Rex, you're going to have to fill me in there because I think I might have missed something. I can wiggle the fuse, and sometimes they come on. Ooh, okay, that's a neat. Is maybe the fuse bad? Maybe one of the glass ends, the contacts inside, maybe bad, or you even just take a wire and jump across. Maybe see if that'll help. But yeah, definitely check that fuse. But I would also check the switch. I mean, the switches are only, I think, $8 to $10. So let's see what else is going on. So just waiting for a few more comments there. And what's everybody else been working on? I know Matt Baker has been basically rebuilding his whole car, and that's been cool. I've been enjoying following that. And again, I would like to say thanks to all the members for uploading pictures, whether we're on our picture theme days or just pictures in general. because I do right-click and save them, and I do use them as our cover picture there at the top of the group, whether you're looking on PC or on the phone. So I do use those. I've got quite a collection saved, and I've been changing them twice a week. I don't want to change them any faster than that because I want them to be up a couple days to make sure I showcase your Nova. Okay, so Kim says, yeah, okay, she could understand why you want to pull that off just to check. And Dave says he's already replaced the fuses and switches. So basically, I think like Kim says, like you've agreed with, pull off the fuse panel and maybe just clean the contacts. So, all right. So what else is going on, folks? Talk to me here. We got the stream going. I see there's a few people have dropped off, but again, we got the chat here up on the right. Make sure you're taking part in that, because it's not just me talking. And what else is going on? Oh, Tim says maybe to check for if there's corrosion, to check your windshield seal. That's a good point. Because, yeah, if water's getting down there. I know where I had water come in one time was down the seam on the firewall there. Oh, where was that? That was oh man, that happened that was in the late 90s, I think, when I saw that. But yeah, definitely. Or check the seam along the firewall there. You could get water in there too. Okay. Yes, Kim, I will. Kim is doing a little work. She's done some research with mattelectric.com, and it's impartial to some of the things I've done with my Nova. We're running the Nova off of a 12-volt source instead of the alternator and the factory wiring. Supposedly you can get a brighter headlight. On my Nova, what I did is from the top post of the battery, I run it to a little distribution point here, and then I run all my accessories off here. My electric fan, my headlights, my Aruga horn, or not my Aruga horn, the musical horn, other accessories. What Kim's doing on hers is she went and she bought a little distribution block, which is like the one on the 74 Novas here. And at the horn relay here, that's also a 12-volt source. I believe that comes from the wiring harness, goes to the starter, and then from the starter to the battery. So you got a positive 12-volt here live all the time. And what Kim is doing, she's doing the same kind of setup where she's going to wire her headlights up from a 12-volt source as opposed to going through the factory wiring to try and get a brighter light. What she's doing is she's removing her washer jug, and in behind she's installing relays that will pull the power from the 12-volt source as opposed to the factory wiring. And she's going to hide that all in behind here. She's pulling the power from here to a fusible link, and then from a fusible link, she's going to run to the distribution point, which will be inside her fender here, which will then supply power to her relays. And from the relays, will go to her devices like her headlights. She's also got an auxiliary horn. I believe she has a musical horn in her car too. And yeah, she found a distribution point, which is at Jags. Let's see if I can, she sent me the picture of it here. And I said I would share it. So let me just find that here. Okay, Kim, there you are. Okay, so what she's using these, this terminal block. I can post this picture after if you need. That's the terminal block she's using. And then she's also using waterproof relays. And this is something I should really buy for mine. Also available at Jags. I don't know if you can see that part number clearly. Or the relay part number is 10556. That's a waterproof relay and pigtail, 40 amp. And the terminal block with a 1/4-inch terminal stud is 10521. But Kim, I think you should be taking pictures and sharing those with us. I mean, we're always telling people to share pictures with us. All righty. And moving right along. And yes, let me just double check the website there. I believe it's Mad Electric. We'll make sure I give a good shout out. Madelectrical.com. He's got a page here with electrical tech, including brighter headlights, remote voltage sensing. Not sure what that's all about. One-wire alternator compared to three-wire alternators and how to convert that. Some stuff about electrical power systems in the older cars. The difference between 10SI and 12SI alternators. And that's very interesting. When I read that about alternators, I didn't know that they referred to alternators as having different clocked positions. And what they mean by clocked is how it mounts to your bracket at the bottom of that. The position 12, 3, 6, or 9 refers to where the wires come out or plug into the side. So on our Novas here, we actually have a 9 o'clock. And you can't see from that angle, but my wires plug into the side. Of course, I've got the 3-wire. So there's a chat there about 10SI and 12SI alternators. Definitely worth a read. And I see he's got some new ones here. Battery charging for maintenance and storage, recharging a lower battery. And, oh, it looks like he's, okay, well. He's got a few more things coming, like a basic alternator test coming soon, and to check the accuracy of your multimeter. So madelectrical.com, definitely check that out. Definitely worth a read. All right, let's see. Okay, Jason, all right. Post, he has to change his torque converter. Went with a tighter one, and it killed all the low-end power. He's going to put it back to a 4,000 and then try and get the 235s to hook. That's what we're doing on my hot rod right now. It's funny you mentioned that. I've been thinking on my 74 Olds Omega, it's got a 355, and I use 235/60 drag radials on it because it hooks. It doesn't have, great power, but my 60-footers suck. I think somebody was telling me I have to improve my torque converter or change it out. I'm currently running a TSI Street Fighter 2500, and I've been told to go about 3 or 3,500 for that. Would help me with my 60-footers and probably some better times. But I'm cheap. The car's running, and unless I got to fix something that's broken, I haven't really bothered doing it yet. Also, my Omega isn't in the garage right now, so it's really hard to work on it when it's stuck in a storage shed. But yeah, I've been thinking of playing with my converter too. So yeah, Jason, definitely, I would like to know some updates on that. So definitely keep us posted on how that helps you. Mike Wilson. Oh, is this my buddy? Yeah, this is my buddy Mike from Winnipeg here. And he's fixing up a 74 Nova. How's it going, Mike? Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while. Oh yeah, you know how the Nova looks. Looks great in pictures, but when you see it in person, it's a different car. How's your Nova coming along, buddy? Yeah, you should be posting pictures up on this group. Shame on you. I should be getting after you for that, not posting. And I got some parts to Mike there back in the fall. So how are those parts working out for you? And how's your car coming along, buddy? Definitely let us know. And Kim goes into the garage for about an hour a day because it's been in the 20s. Yeah, that's a little cool. Definitely, I could see that. Especially once your fingers start going numb, it's hard to do stuff and do little things when the fingertips are frozen. So I can relate with you there, Kim. The worst I've ever done when I had a 79 Parisian, and the alternator went on it. It was minus 51 out with the windshield, minus 40. I think it was 43 at the time. Yeah, I'll never do that again. And Dave Williams, any members of this group in the Arizona area? He feels all alone down here. No, I don't really know. You know what? We should probably do another roll call in the group. If you do a search, Dave, on some of our posts, And when you do a search, put like where you're from. I know I've gotten a few posts going there, trying to get people to post their cars and where they're from. I'll just show you quickly here on the laptop. I'm not sure if you know how to search for a post or not. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see the screen here. Let's turn it here. Just down a little bit, it says here, search this group. So I'm just going to do a search here. Where you from? Let's see what turns up. I'm going to hit the little thing. And then you can scroll down a bit, and it will give you different options to so what post type posts you've seen, all posts, like filtering things. Here we go. October 15th, I posted a thing called Roll Call. So where are you from? Please include a picture of your Nova. So check that post out. Again, I was the author of it. If you do a search, where are you from? It should be the second one you see. This search will also work if you want to see pictures and videos. All these streams are still on the site. Just go to videos here on the left on your computer. Then you go search this group and just put Nova Show or Chevy Nova 73, 74 Nova Show. Let's see what happens when we hit Nova Show. And there you go. You got a list of all the shows. And the good thing about this one, doing it this way, is you'll see the chats as the show's going on, as you're watching, and you can always include yourself in the chats. So there, that do a search for there, and that should get you going, Dave, and answer your question, who's around here. I've actually been to Arizona. My girlfriend has some relatives down there. I was there about 5 years ago, and yeah, it was really nice. It was nice to get away from the harsh winters here. It'd be nice to live down there. It was really a beautiful place. If I'm ever down there again, I'm definitely going to post on Facebook, hey, I'm coming here. Let's meet up, because I would love to meet a lot of you members. I love this group. This group is one of the reasons why I haven't deleted my Facebook yet. I love chatting with you guys. I love sharing pictures, and I love hearing stories of you guys. I would like to really meet people in person. It would be awesome, because I feel we're all friends, and yeah, that'd be cool. All right, Mike says it's going well. And Caitlin, how you doing? That's Doug Toe's daughter. Doug Toe is the administrator on Leela's Nova, and that's his daughter who's joined us. How you doing? As you can see, we're talking about Novas. And Mike says the parts work good. He still needs to stop by my place. Well, Mike, you know where I live. Let me know when. Maybe we can even order pizza and maybe twist Greg's arm into getting down here. Eric Pickett. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm so bad with names. He's joined us this evening. How you doing, buddy? He's got that beautiful gray Nova with the red pinstriping, if memory serves me correctly. And see, I guess going back to David and Daniel Kroll here, Carol. Well, I'm probably slaughtering that one too. Sorry, buddy. He says he's all alone in Fairbanks, Alaska. Oh, yeah, I should be talking about cold weather, because that poor guy is really suffering. I guess I'm really lucky here, because there's four other members actually from this group that live in Winnipeg. We got Rob with that twin turbo LS Nova. We got Mike. We got Greg there with the Nova that hasn't moved since I met him. And then Larry Barr, he has that brown 74 Nova. So I got four buddies here in this group. So that's really cool. Definitely cool. And I'd probably have some more Nova buddies in here, but they don't have 73 or 74 Novas. So, yeah, no, this is an exclusive club. Exclusive, yeah. And so, yeah, everybody, yeah, you might as well, guys, chime in there. Post where you're from. Hey, you know what? Even I'll do the same thing. Winnipeg, Manitoba. So, Daniel, how you doing, buddy? How's the weather up there? When does springtime arrive for you guys? When do you typically get your car out? I know here in the middle of Canada and Winnipeg, usually about middle of April is decent enough to bring our cars out. Roads are pretty dry. And again, I envy all you people that can drive your cars year round. That's awesome. And it's minus 17 there right now. Oh yeah. We're at -8, -11 right now with the windshield. Not quite as cold as you, but it was brutal this past week. We were in the minus 30s. So let's get back here to get the laptop going. I have the laptop running just beside here just to make sure that the stream is going, because we've had problems in the past. I think I finally got all the bugs worked out just in time for spring to arrive, and then I'll go out racing, and well, I won't be in the garage talking because I'll be playing on the car. Gregory Williams, good day, sir. How you doing? Ray's got a beautiful, like a dark blue, purplish 73 Nova with chrome Corvette rallies. And Ray, your Corvette rallies, are they 15 by 8s? We were talking about 15 by 8 Corvette rallies earlier. I just wanted to ask you if they're what the back spacing is on them, if you know by chance. So late March. Okay, so yeah. Late March, April. We're really lucky if we can get out of Winnipeg if the weather's nice enough to get out by late March, early April. Usually get my car out first weekend of April. And you had minus 40 there last week. So yeah, there was a cold snap. And then that's where we got the snow too. But I know we have a member. I don't know if he's in this group or I'm thinking another Nova group that lived in Newfoundland, I believe. Who is it now? What's his name? But they got over 75 centimeters of snow. That's over 30 inches of snow. And some of them, I believe some areas, they measured it in feet. It was so deep. I can't remember who that is now. Okay, Tim's got a little story to share with us here. It was funny today. I saw a guy attacking one of our members on Facebook, so I went to block him and realized we were in the other Nova group where all the jerks hang out. It's good to have this page and the good folks that are here. Amen to that, Tim. We are very blessed with great members. I mean, we have the odd thing we got to deal with, but yeah, I know I was on another page too, and one of our members was getting belittled because of the center caps he had on his car and the rear shackles. And like, he's running a 73 Nova and like a brother was there to help him out. And yeah, definitely, it says a lot about the characters on this page. It also says a lot about the other admins and moderators on this page who do a great job keeping everything smooth, and the admins for doing a really good job of filtering out users. Now, I imagine there's a few people that we've probably denied access to that are valid 73, 74, but either they haven't answered questions or they didn't fill out the applications properly to with all the checklists, or we don't see Nova stuff on their profile, and we therefore have not admitted them to the group. If you are recommending our Facebook group to other members in other groups, whether personal messages or what, we look for Nova content. You got to answer all the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you're not going to get in. And if you're suggesting a friend for this group, if they're not a member or not a Nova owner, we're probably not going to admit them, and we will delete the request, just for the fact that we're trying to keep this not only for Nova enthusiasts, but mostly for the Nova 73, 74 Nova owners. That's been our big focus is on the owners. Now, there's people that are in our group who may have other years of Novas, or may not have Novas but are Nova enthusiasts. That all came in probably before the rules, and therefore we've just left it. We've grandfathered people, and we're not gonna remove access unless you give us a reason to. And Tim says it's a balmy 20 degrees Fahrenheit there. Yeah, that's a t-shirt weather for me, Tim. And okay, yeah, Kim's looking for people closer to her as well. Mr. Zak Bullseye, a fellow Canadian. He's in the province to the, well, I guess in the video, to the west of me. How you doing there, Zach? He's got a beautiful, I can't remember if it's 73 or 74, but it is a blue Nova, and it's beautiful. How you doing, Zach? Good to see you, buddy. And yeah, Dan's kind of mocking Tim there, saying that the 20 degrees sounds toasty. I guess the same could be said for Eric, who's saying that it's in the mid-20s where he is. So yeah, that's I love that weather. All right, we've just hit the 1 hour mark. I did start a couple minutes early because I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get online. And we got an hour going, so if the chat keeps going, I'll keep going online. If things die down, though, I will probably shut it down. But we seem to have good chat going on right now. Any more questions? Any more comments? Any topics you want to talk about? Now's the time to get them in. Just put my emblem back together here. Put it back in my box. Who knows? One day I may even have a 74 Nova. Little bit of a story time now. That brown Nova that Larry Barr has in our group. Before he bought it, it was for sale on our local classified site. A guy wanted what was it, $4,500 for the car. And I looked at the ad, and beautiful car. So I replied to it, and I called the guy up. That ad wasn't up 20 minutes, and Larry already bought that car. So little story behind that car. And there's been times I've often thought of changing my Omega to make it a 74 Nova, but let's be honest, it's not a Nova, it's an Omega, so we don't do that. That'd be like changing the front end of my car, which is another touchy subject. Yeah, we won't touch that one. Oh, Dave Williams he's really rubbing it in. Plus 56. Oh, yeah, Dave, yeah. If I could boot you out of here, I would. Oh, just rubbing it in, that beautiful weather. And Kim, oh, yeah, she got some headers in her car and got them coated and did post some install pictures. Thank you, Kim. So, guys, definitely check that out. Make sure you click like. Tim asks, hey, what do you northern folks use to prevent corrosion of body panels other than freezing the rust in its tracks? Really, we just don't drive our cars in those winter months. It's usually the sand and the salt that works with the metal that causes the corrosion. I know you've probably seen pictures of my car with my wheel wells or my doors. Or I even think this fender's got a little. No, actually, this fender's good. Have a little corrosion on it. I mean, we do what we can to keep our cars clean. We try not to drive them out of season. In terms of treating them, I don't know if you really can treat them. In terms of rust repair, I guess make sure you cut out the metal and cut out a little above it. But I mean, once the rust is in the middle, it's in the middle. You're not gonna get it out. Are replacement panels built with better materials than what's on the car now? I can't answer that. I don't know. But for me, I drive my car later in the day and at night when it's dark out and you can't see the rust. And I paint over it. Get the old spray bomb out and over the wheel well. So that's really hard to prevent. Carburetors, the Avro Elderbrock. Oh, sorry. Is that a good carb? I couldn't tell you, Eric. My experience with Edelbrocks is they're kind of like a Quadrajet. They're a really good carb out of the box. Tune it, put it on the car, never touch it again, and it's a great cruiser. If you want performance and you like to tinker, Holley's the way to go, where you can fine-tune jet really easily for performance to get that, every single little horsepower out of it. But I haven't read anything about the Avro Elderbrock. That might be a good post to post. Myself, I'm running the EFI Holley Sniper fuel injection. Love it. And finally starting to figure it out, and I actually got my car back into the mid-12s at the end of the track year, and I'm hoping with some more finer tuning as I'm learning to do tuning, and I got the cable for the laptop. I'm hoping to be back in the lower 12s this year, but time will tell, right? And Dave says it's raining there. Well, rain is better than snow. And Daniel saying up in Alaska, they just use gravel. Ooh, wow. No rust, but a lot of chipped glass and chipped paint, I bet. And Tim, his best guess is that replacement panels are thinner than factory panels, which is, you're probably right. I mean, nothing seems to be better than factory, right? So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So we got 13 people who have joined us. That's really cool. And I guess if there's a few more here. I'm on my third windshield on my 70. I only drive the 73 in the non-winter seasons. Yeah, that's pretty cool that you have those two Novas there, Dan. I love when you post both the pictures of them. And so you drive the 70 year-round, I'm taking. My Nova used to be driven, like my dad bought the car new, then it went to my grandfather, and it was driven in the early 70s when my parents first got it as a daily driver. Then it was off the road for a few years. It went to my grandpa in the 80s. My grandpa then used it as his errand runner and daily driver until I started driving it in 95. And in 96, in fall of 96, I bought a 79 Parisian, which I then used as my winter car. And the Nova hasn't seen a winter since 96. I mean, it's got its cancer, it's got its rust, and I really would like to fix that up, especially on the driver's side, because that quarter is getting so bad now I'm poking holes in it at the car wash. It's just finding somebody I trust to do the car right. It's my baby, and I just don't want to turn it over to Joe Blow to fix it. All right, we got a few more comments here. And Kim thinks she's decided she's going to go with the ProFlow 4 EFI. Checked it out. It's user-friendly and self-tuning. I haven't heard of that one, Kim, but I'm definitely very interested in hearing how it performs because, as always, we got people who ask us our opinions, and, you know, it's always good to give opinions of all sides. I know my Holly, it's also self-tuning and was very easy to set up. I also got the distributor, which the sniper controls the timing of. They plug in together and work together. With the cable, I've been able to learn a little more and do a little more tuning. So like I said, this summer is going to be interesting. I gave my notice at our racetrack that I will not be announcing there this year because I wanted more time on the track to race and play with my car. When I'm announcing, I'm stuck in the tower for 8 hours, and it's usually too busy. I don't get much track time. So I'm sad about that because I really enjoyed announcing, but I want to play with my car, and I want to tune it. But the ProFlow 4 EFI, I'm going to have to look that up because I haven't heard into that. But yes, please let us know. And Eric, yeah, I'll look into that. Thanks, bro. I know it wasn't much help, Eric. I'm sorry, buddy. Just wondering what you want it for on your car. Is your car a cruiser, a racer, street, and strip? Definitely post a post on the forum or on the group. I'm pretty sure we've got to have a couple of users out there who are pretty knowledgeable who might be already running that. Pardon me. Patrick makes a good point. Lighter weight panels means it will go faster. Yes, sir, that is correct. I know that's one trick some of the guys with 74s would do is they would use those metal brackets from the 73 Novas from the front bumpers, and they would lose the rebar reinforcing and the bumper shocks out of the front to save about 120 pounds out of the front end, and on the rear end, about 100 pounds. I know that was a trick for weight loss, but as we talk, of course, about bumper tucking, people have come up with new brackets that will also help you save weight as well. Mr. Doug Toe has joined us. Hey, Doug, how you doing, buddy? Doug is the admin over at Nova and is also a good, close personal friend of mine. Welcome, Doug. How you doing? And Doug also lives, I believe, in the Seattle, Washington area. Is it this? No, not to Washington. Sorry, Seattle, Michigan, I think, Doug. Is that where you live? If there's any users in that area, I could really use your assistance with helping Doug out with his brake system. So, yeah, we got to get Doug's Nova. We got to get it running. Hey, Dylan, how you doing, buddy? Nova looks good as always on here running. Anyone here running Caltrax? Can you use factory leaf springs with them? I'm not running them yet. I've thought about it. I just can't justify myself spending $300 to buy them yet. At the same time, I'm only running traction bars. And you know what? They're good enough for what I do and for my purpose. I'm not going to gain anything, I don't think, by spending the $300-400. Not to mention setting that all up and that. I mean, my traction bars do a good job for me. I guess I'm just old school. If I had to buy something, I would probably go Caltrax, but yeah, I'm not there yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a few people on here with Caltrax. Maybe something worth posting on the group. Somebody might be able to give you some better advice. I believe was it Dan Cesar? He races his Nova. I bet you he's got Caltrax on his. Let's look him up here for a sec. Let me take a moment here. Let's see. Make sure I got his name right. I don't know if it's Dan or Don. I think it's Dan. I really try to memorize everybody's names. Oh, I really like to have that personal touch, eh? Yeah, I was Don. Of course, the one I pick is wrong. Don Cesar. Yeah, he's got a Nova that he races all the time, and I bet you. Let's look at his picture here. No, those might be traction bars. Well, Dylan, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't have an answer for you, but post it on the group. Hopefully somebody can answer that for you. And Eric, he wants to go with a better torque converter, mostly street, mine stock. I'm running a TCI Street Fighter 3000 stall in the Nova, which I do 95% street driving, daily driving, street cruising, 5% at the track beating on it. It's a good enough torque converter, I guess, for what I use. I guess if I was more serious in racing and stuff like that, I'd probably want something around 3,500, 4,000. Again, before I do anything like this, because I don't really know and I'm still learning, I talked to my good friend Dan Clem, who is an engine god around these parts. He's the one who's built my motor, spec'd it, and put it together. I'd probably see what he would have to say. But for a street strip, and in my Olds Omega, I got the TCI Street Fighter 2500 stall in that one. I mean, my 60-footers aren't the greatest, but that car, well, I guess, yeah, the last couple of years it has spent most of its life at the track because I like to drive my Nova when I'm at home. Oh, that's a tough one, Eric. I don't know how to answer that for you, but I would think 2,500 to 3,000 would be the range you would want if you're street cruising. Oh, also depends on your gear ratio, but to really get a good torque converter, maybe call their support line and have your cam specs handy, because your cam specs will give them the information they need to properly recommend a torque converter for you. Or even, I don't know if Summit Racing, if they would have that information to call, but call TCI or B&M with your cam specs and see what they recommend. And if you do that, please get back to me. I really would like to know. Montesano, Washington, that's where Doug Toe lives. So hopefully if somebody lives in that area, can you please get a hold of me or private message me or private message Doug? We could really use some assistance. And Doug says Dave Gerald has Caltrax. Oh, right. Kin to my rescue. Right on. 308 gears. Okay, so you're not going to rev very high, Eric, obviously, with 308 gears. I'm running 342s in this car, 373s in my Olds Omega. I would say, honestly, I don't really know. I don't want to give you bad advice. My advice would be to call the manufacturers, B&M, TCI, ATI. These are ones I just know off the top of my head. I'm not trying to say they're better than anybody. With your cam specs, let them know your gears and see what they say. And again, please get back to me because I really would like to know. All right, we just crossed the 75-minute mark. Anything else, folks? Anything else on your mind? Any last comments, questions? You have my full attention. So I'll just give it a couple moments here. And again, the chat up there, you know, if you're watching the video afterwards, still do insert your 2 cents worth as you're watching the video if you're watching it at a later time, because I do watch these videos again and I try to reply to everybody. I like to try and make sure everybody gets answered. Dave is giving you the best answer. Oh, thanks, Tim. See, I love Tim. Yeah, Tim backs me up. But you know what, Tim? I'm really thankful for having somebody with your wisdom in our group, because I know I don't know it all. And it's nice to have somebody who can answer these questions for our members. And we're very, very lucky to have a member of your knowledge in our group. So Tim Bourne, everybody, thank you very much, Tim. Really appreciate your help. And of course, I should send a shout out. I should have done this a lot earlier to William Hamlet, our, I guess, top admin, the guy who created our forum, given with his health issues and pain management, that he's not always able to join us on these streams. But this group was created by him because he wanted to get in touch with other owners, and it was his way of dealing, I guess, with his losses. He posted something about this, and wanted to be able to reach out to other car owners and, you know, get his mind off his situation and stuff. And this group has really blossomed into a real great support group, which is what William wanted. And with his helping hands, Kim, Rex, Tim, and myself, and of course our moderators, we have a handful of moderators as well who have helped out. Thank you to everybody for joining our group. Thank you for everybody who joins me tonight in my garage here, joins us on the Chevy Nova show. I really enjoy our chats. I really enjoy our streams. I love talking Novas, whether it's my Nova, your Nova, Nova parts in general. This is great. Thank you very much. It gives me something to do as well. What more can I say than thank you, guys? Thank you. And it looks like everybody's wrapping it up. So, okay, let's do the roundup call. So, Dave Williams, thank you, buddy. Night. Have a good one. And say hi to your students. Tell them the Nova group says hi. And Kim, thank you very much. Of course, take pictures and keep me apprised of your electrical stuff that you're doing. I have to apologize for not getting back to your chats right away. Sometimes at work, I'm just a little too busy to get into a Facebook chat because I got to work. But I do try to answer you, Kim, as fast as I can. And, oh, guys, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Members, let me answer that question quickly before we dismember. We have 2,888 members in the group. We have 11 admins and moderators. And Daryl, thank William for creating this group. I just help him along. But definitely this group is awesome. Best Nova group I'm a part of. And of course, when I post my pictures on our days of the week, I save my best ones for this group because you guys are the best. So not much more I can say there, folks. And Tim, he's getting back to that post he posted earlier this week where he dances on stage for money to pay for Nova parts. Yeah, Tim, we're all got some dancing to do. So yeah, Patrick, take care, buddy. Get us some more pictures of that beautiful Nova. I love that blacked out beauty. And yeah, Ronald, thank you for joining us again tonight, buddy. And everybody, keep posting those pictures. And I guess that's all I've got. Hopefully we'll see you again in about a week to 2 weeks' time, depending on my hockey schedule. If I get called to play Tuesdays or not, I like to try and have our streams on Tuesdays. If not, maybe I'll try and fit on a Wednesday. 8 o'clock seems to be the general time that people like, so I'm going to stick with that. So from my scratch to yours, smoke tires, not drugs. Take care. Keep posting. Keep those pictures coming. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Good night.